All right, take a look at this. New this morning, it's a brand new kind of theater experience coming just in time for scary movie lovers toward the end of the month. It's called Silence Synced, and it brings together classic silent films and rock albums. How about that? So joining us to share more about the idea, how it got started, Josh Frank. Josh, thanks for talking with us here this morning. The first film is Nosferatu, and you're playing it with music from Radiohead's Kid Amnesiac albums. What made the combination seem right for you? I think I might have botched the title there. Please help me out with this.
It's Kid A and Amnesiac. They're
Gotcha.
two albums that came out around the same time within a year of each other. And at first, it was simply that the movie and the albums were each an hour and a half long. But
wow.
And so that was a good start. But I put them down on top of each other, and it didn't work. But then I flipped the albums, Amnesiac into Kid A, and it was like watching Nosferatu in a whole new way and hearing these beloved Radiohead albums for the first time in a whole new way. And I created them all here in Austin, Texas, in this little room just by myself. And now it's coming out across the United States and as well in your tri-state area. So I'm just so thrilled. It's such a bootstrapped, independent project that we're trying to help independent theaters by creating a new event cinema experience to offer them.
You may have created a whole new genre and really given, I know TCM does their silent, I think it's on the weekends, like Silent Sundays or Silent Saturdays, where they feature and talk about the importance of silent films. Is this a case where, was this a pandemic era thing where you were stuck at home and you just started tooling around with things?
That's exactly what it was. What it was is, well, I have a little drive-in movie theater in Austin, Texas called the Blue Starlight, and we were obviously doing quite well during the pandemic, but my peers that had independent cinemas across the country, they were really suffering. And then when the pandemic started ending, there was no new content for them to show. And that's what really got me thinking about, could I create something that could fill that gap?
All right, so here's a question for you. Syncing the music up with the movie, did you have to either, sometimes the way the silent films were shot, they may appear to be sped up. Did you have to use any kind of technical wizardry like we do with our editing systems to maybe slow some of that down? Or did you have to stretch the music to make it fit this particular thing without changing the tone of the song?
Well, I didn't have to change the film itself, but I developed a technique to where I cut into just the dialogue boxes, because I don't know if you've watched a lot of silent movies, but when the word help comes up on the screen in big letters, it's usually there way too long. So I just kind of cut those down, and that made the song's effect emotionally even more.
Because you're looking at the tempo of the song, usually it's what is it, like 4/4? What's the tempo you're looking for? And if that band was up too long, it's kind of taking the pacing away, right?
Yeah. So I sort of developed these little techniques to kind of make the film and the music work even better. And my goal was to give my audience goosebumps from seeing a movie like they'd never seen before and hearing great music in a way they've never experienced it. And if my preview nights in LA and New York are any sign, I think I nailed it. Because there's a lot of excitement from the experience, which really harkens back to the whole late night Rocky Horror Picture Show, Pink Floyd Laser Light Show. It's that sort of like, ooh, let's go do something strange and different at the movies.
Well, and plus every single local TV station in America had their own sort of character sometimes who would introduce these. I know back home they had Chiller Theater, and they have different names in all different cities, but this is where you sometimes saw some of the schlockier movies with the schlock like Svengoolie, interviewing and introducing things. Yeah, that's a big one. So maybe you've carved a whole new niche out for that particular market.
I wouldn't mind being the next Svengoolie.
He's doing all right. Him or Elvira. I think they've both had quite a long career. Hey, I know we're running out of time. Where can we go to get more information about this? And I know we're showing it at Showcase Cinemas here. That's on the 18th in 18 Springdale there, October 18th. Marymount Theater, the Kenwood and Esquire Theaters, and that's all here toward the middle to later part of the month. But where can we get more information online just to read about what you've done? Because it sounds like you got a hit on your hands.
Thank you so much. Yeah, you can go to silencesinks.com. You can just Google silencesynced.com, and that's where it tells the story of how it came about and all the theaters around the United States where it's playing.
Josh Franks, great to have you on this morning. It sounds like you've really stumbled onto something cool and new. Can't wait to hear more about more about your stuff. We'll have you back on again when we see how this is all getting taken off and hear what the reaction is.
That'd be great. Thank you so much for having me on.
Absolutely, sir. Have a great day, and we'll talk to you again soon. Amber.